Today we are in Israel. Of course, I said before, someone says you take this and compare it with the Nazis, it hurts the feelings of Jews first. Secondly, you don't have precise evidence like the Nazis did. There are concentration camps where groups of people are moved in, killed on the spot, and then burned on the spot. But now he can come up with a plan. A plan is, I tell you, I am ready to move millions of people from this region to that desert, and then take a few steps, 1234, to go. What's the difference between this and ethnic cleansing? It's also a very calm machine. What we see now is him using this 2,000 pounds, as if we directly squeeze the largest square meter. That refugee camp and then that person on the TV station, CNN reporters couldn't help. But, you know, there are women and children over there. Why do you bomb them? He said, that's war. That's war. The famous Kobe, who we jokingly call the Little Mermaid, admires it very much. These words can't be said. When he saw the tears of Ukrainian civilians in the Russo-Ukrainian conflict, he could not help himself.
We were choking each other, just short of crying.
Speaking of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict, Sderot has not been destroyed. This is war. If I say Kobe is an accomplice, he definitely won't be happy, right? The problem is, when you discuss the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, when you say it's a war, what's the difference between you and Israel calling these people human animals? Don't you consider them as human beings? People in Ukraine are humans, but those in Donbass aren't, even less so for those in Dolores, and those in Palestine aren't either. This kind of thing, this kind of practice has no future. You are in a special power relationship with traditional media. You are dominated by a few specific capitalists. If you don't listen to me, you're out. Now, even social platforms can't stop it. Ordinary people cannot stand it. These ordinary people are not influenced by Hamas. They do not necessarily support Hamas's claims, but they can't stand Israel's massive bombardment. It's against human nature. Doing such things is inhumane. Its shared emotions and values with humans are diametrically opposed. This is called anti-human. There's nothing to say unless you say these people aren't human. Or you might say, it's a one-time thing. In One Piece, the character of Celestial Dragon is very clear in the end. Sometimes saying these things makes people feel helpless. It seems that we can't do much, but in fact there are many things we can do and are doing a lot. Providing aid and promoting a humanitarian ceasefire. At the same time, it helps us to better recognize and understand the evidence we are in.
Let's finally talk about this world.
Today, our Chinese delegation to the United Nations, Zhang Jun did a great job. From these 2 days, China has become the rotating chairman of the United Nations Security Council for a month. Then Zhang Jun first took out a Luban lock. He made a metaphor. He said it's as fragile as peace. It's easy to destroy. It's hard to build. We need to use wise methods to promote it. This is the approach taken by the person in charge. On such issues, we should not pursue temporary satisfaction. Do you remember the famous legend of Alexander the Great? When he ran into a temple in the east, he said there was an orange inside. This orange is tied up with a very complex rope, with a knot tied, and whoever can untie this knot can conquer the world. Spent half a day unable to solve it. What to do? Pick up the money, slap it down. I've been trying to fix this old car for ages. Can't open it up. Finally, I grab an axe and wham, opened it to see what's inside. Direct, clean, thorough. This is the behavior of hegemony and tyranny. It can, in a short period of time, even in a quite long time, establishing an order, but an unfair and unjust order, is unstable. It's not long-term, of course. By long-term and short-term, I mean the historical scale must go. It's like the Palestine issue over the past few decades. In the past 100 years, unless all Palestinians die out, unless it's about the deeds of Palestine, memory is entirely deleted and modified otherwise. When facing this, everyone's fairness and justice will be abandoned. This is why humans are precious, and this is where we are heading. a place to move forward in the right direction. Actually, everyone can do something. For example, when you see a news on the internet, you can comment on it. That's an action. When you see false information, such as some netizens, some lawyers, netizens in certain industries are very enthusiastic. So they switch from supporting Ukraine to Israel. Then what do? They block all the foreign websites. All the false information published by pro-Israelis are brought over photos, videos at this time. Your batch wants write a note to tell everyone that this is actually the white helmets in Aleppo, Syria, back in 2014 and 2015, photos taken then. And some people say these are photos taken by Palestinians. For example, this picture of someone wearing a fruit bag and texting is from a Halloween in Thailand 1 year. For instance, many believe that being on site makeup is makeup. What is the makeup video in a Turkish film studio in 2017 or 2018? These have been debunked before, but this is an irony of history. Who was the one who said that a lie repeated 1,000 times becomes the truth? Goebbels, right? The strength of Qin Israel, even some official accounts of Israel, promote and prove yourself in the Kazakh zone with a promotional strategy like Gabriel. It's true that it did the same thing to Jews as German fascists did. Are you saying this is irony? Of course, this is not a historical satire. This is blasphemy. What a blasphemy. Right? We need to have a basic judgment on this. Be able to take basic actions within the possible range to ensure this world, although the journey is very difficult, even if each step may not be very big, it's ultimately in the right direction. So keep pushing forward. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, everyone.